There are tons and tons of ways to create patterns. Here is a very quick rundown of a few methods that I like to use. So starting off in Procreate, this is the easiest method, I think. I start by flattening my art into one layer and shrink it down. I think it really helps to have on magnetics and snapping. It just helps you get everything down to exactly 50%. And then I just duplicate that layer over and over again, manually creating this pattern. The problem with this method is that depending on the pattern, it tends to really show where the seams are, which I am not a fan of. Like you can see here, it's pretty clear where each layer stops and the next one begins. An alternative is that you can play with the orientation. For this one, I flipped every other layer so it creates this cool kaleidoscope effect. However, then some of your design elements will be backwards, so that may be a deal breaker. Here's another method I like to do. I start with 2 layers and bring one all the way to the left and the other one all the way to the right, and then merge those 2 layers. The new merged layers, I did the same thing except bring one all the way up and bring the other one all the way down. So now where the seams would be is in the middle of this, and you can go in and fill in all the awkward spots. So like there's a gap right here that I would fill in, and in this spot these 2 red leaves were right next to each other, so I switched that up. So then lastly, I have to mention Illustrator. Illustrator has the easiest method of creating patterns, which is going to object pattern make. It has so many settings that you can toggle with, change up the spacing, change up the actual pattern itself. You can tweak the design element while you're doing this too, and then you can just save it as a swatch, which is really cool. However, the downfall here is Illustrator is all vector-based, and I don't always want to vectorize. Hope this was helpful.